morning. Good morning. Phil Davis, Ancestry Lands, ancestrylands.com. Today, I'm going to speak to you because today is your day for motivation. Today will be unlike any other as you are listening to content that is designed to motivate you, to inspire you, like this young lady walking early in the morning getting her workout in. You might need to slow that video down just a little bit to see her. She was coming on the left side just a second ago. Life is hard for everyone. Do not assume that life is easier for others. The battle, although maybe everyone's battle is not the same, for some, the battle is financial, some for the battle is physical, some the battle is emotional, and some the battle is in the mind. I say that because you have to realize there are people who are handicapped, who cannot walk, who cannot get up, who cannot lift, who can probably not even feed themselves, that every day is a struggle to stay alive. Your struggle, whatever it may so be, is just like everyone else, even if you do not see the likeness in it. It is still a barrier meant for you to overcome. You are not alone. You are not alone in the fact that I see your suffering. I see your pain. Share it with me. Share your pain with me so that way you can understand that I believe in you. I believe you have fallen, but I believe you can get up. I believe that you stumble, but I believe that you can find better footing. I've been there. I've been in debt up to my eyeballs with a low credit score. I think the lowest my credit score I ever saw was a 420, and that was well over 2 decades ago. I talked about that. I've been in collections. I've had liens. I've looked for. I've had to pay off my debt. I've had creditors come after me. I spent my time chasing what looks fine, what looks good, and I made winning secondary. I lost years, just like you did. I thought I knew it all, just like you did. And what I've learned is that when I started to listen more than I spoke, I started to get ahead. When I stopped chasing after things and the thing I chased for was within me, life changed. When I didn't lead my life with arrogance, but I led it with actual achievements. There's two different A's you can achieve there: arrogance or achievement. There's the I think I'm all of that, or I achieved that. When you lead with your achievements in life, you inspire others. When you lead with your arrogance, and I mean that you think you are the table, then you're going to find yourself in a smaller circle or people who think they're tables themselves. Hell, at that point, you might as well be in the table factory. I asked that question. Oh, Popo, 12 screaming through. I mean, in this neighborhood, what did somebody do? You got to wonder. Any which way, your goal is to overcome that which life has set out to put in front of you. You might have grown up in a household where your mom didn't care, your dad didn't care, and then life gives you the same opportunity to create different for your children. Life gives you an opportunity to become a better parent. Where you did not get love, you can give love if you desire it. But what do? 9 times out of 10, we stay in that pain, as I've talked about before. We're still fighting demons from our past instead of embracing our future. But I'm here to tell you that I believe. This might sound corny, but I think there are people who need to hear this. There are people who need to be told that they're worth it, that you're worth it. There are people who need to be told that, hey, you made mistakes. Now get back up and get out there. I remember when my son, my middle son now, when he was my youngest son a few years back, he had broke his leg playing on a playground despite my warnings about observation of your children at playgrounds and the dangers thereof. he fell exactly and broke his leg exactly where I predicted he would. Look at that. There's a Tesla truck right there, right next to me on the left. A Tesla Cybertruck. You all see that right there? I mean, cool looking design. Let me put the camera over here a little bit better. You see that? A cool looking design. Now, one thing I will say about Teslas, let me just ride up on this. I don't know how they indicate that they're making a right turn, but I mean, it. I don't know. The Tesla, this the Cybertruck. I think this is. They seem a little stiff to me, not very comfortable. I guess it's supposed to be ergonomic, but when I'm in a car, I don't want to feel like I'm in an office chair. You know, my good friend Eric Kennedy, my brother, another mother, who if asked me if it were kidney, I would definitely give it to him. The Cybertruck here, ever pulling up. He has a Tesla, not a Cybertruck though. And I mean, it definitely. If you grew up in the '80s, '90s, dang, those tires. So I'm gonna assess this right now. When I look at the outer wall of the tires, like where white walls would be, there's stuff or design protruding from there. It kind of feels more of like a look of a Hummer to me as well, but it does have that future. And I'm about to get over and get closer to this thing. And he's gonna jump in front, so we're gonna be right behind him. There are no lights on. Like obviously, I guess the lights come on and off. And I'm assuming the person can see in the rear view mirror here. I did not have my video was not going to be a Tesla review. Okay, that's the brake lights going on. Well, goodbye, Tesla. Goodbye, Cybertruck. There's a few in my area, and that's how you can tell that you live in somewhat of a wealthy area. You'll see trucks like this. I think I've seen about maybe three or four in the area. And the thing about affluent areas that they like to do is one person gets something, it becomes a race to the top of who has what, to showcase that they have the amount of money to buy the things that that look like luxury. Because if you see a Tesla truck, that someone paid starting 100,000, and these people have homes to match those price tags on the realm of luxury for a car too as well. Somebody bought a Tesla truck, their income, I wouldn't say they're making 50,000. I don't make 50,000 and I can't afford it. I even if I had it, I don't know if I would buy it. Unless it was just like a fun car to do, like I'm driving that just to showcase around. And sometimes that's what people do. Any which way. But let me go back to it, man. There's a lot of people in this world struggling. Whew, goodness gracious. Look at this car here. They're mentally struggling. And a lot of it comes from you never been loved, truly loved by a parent. It starts there. Your first love is your parents. And I know it's painful when you look at your parent for something that they just cannot give you because they cannot overcome themselves. And you're stuck with this burning desire that turns into fuming rage that you just want to lash out. And you hurt the people around you. You do. You hurt the people that look to you for the love that you're trying to obtain yourself. But you got to realize that you're going to have to bury that pain, and you're going to have to bury it and be stronger for those children that love you. And one thing I tell my son is that I'm proud of him. I want him to know that I'm proud of him just for being my son. Your children do pick you. You have them. You choose to have them. But that soul of that person that they are, you have to love them for their imperfections. And we all are imperfect, but when people push us to become better, that does not mean that they don't love who we are. We are just not in our perfect form. You would never go to a caterpillar and tell a caterpillar that, hey, you're not good enough. You know that when you look at a caterpillar, that a caterpillar's destiny is to become a butterfly. So you encourage the caterpillar to eat, you know, well, and I'm just using a metaphor here, euphemism. You want the caterpillar to have the best things to become the best butterfly. You don't want the caterpillar to eat the worst foods or have the worst experience, because you want to do everything you can to make it a beautiful butterfly, because you understand the caterpillar is not the evolved form. That means you will chastise the caterpillar to stay away from. I think people will understand my meaning here. We're not talking about real caterpillars, but we're understanding that and that butterflies are not born butterflies; they're born as something else. And while there are beautiful caterpillars, there are also ugly butterflies. Right? I'm hitting traffic here. Oh Lord, this is always the issue here when you're driving. Trying to make an inspirational video, and I'm already frustrated. Look at this. This traffic, bumper to bumper. The other video I did yesterday, literally day to day, I can't tell why it is this way. The yesterday, I had no traffic at all. It was just cruising on a beautiful day. Any which way, folks. I will say that you have to understand the beauty in all things and the beauty in yourself. You have an incoming call. Mary Joseph. The beauty in yourself. You have to look at that mirror and see the beauty within yourself. It starts there. I'm telling you, you're beautiful. You're just not in your final form. I'm gonna land my plane there, folks. Phil Davis, Ancestry Lands, ancestrylands.com. Have a beautiful day, you beautiful person. Take care.